All right, folks, welcome back. We are here Monday of AWS reInvent with somebody that I've been following online for a very long time, but I would love it if you would introduce yourself to everybody.
Yes, hi folks, Merritt Baer. I am field CISO at Lacework and was at AWS for over 5 years before this in the office of the CISO. So basically the team that's the deputy CISO for AWS.
If you are not following her on the socials, please do. She is a font of really good sunset and sunrise pictures, but also importantly, security information. Very prominent in the security industry, has a lot of really good opinions, a lot of spicy takes, as a security professional should. So speaking of spicy takes.
Never boring, that's my motto, yeah.
Speaking of spicy takes, Merritt, what are you excited about for reInvent, or is there something here that you're particularly interested in seeing, doing, hearing about?
So I think, as with many conferences, the best takeaway is usually like some hallway conversation that you have with the person who had hoped to catch up with or never met in person before.
The serendipitous connections.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think I'm curious to see how it all plays out with the relationship between what I think will be the theme, which is like AI.
Really?
And yeah, right. And the security.
Is that something that's going to be a thing here? Maybe? Who knows?
Yeah, it's a little bit like overdone, but at the same time, I want to see how we tie together, like we as a community tie together that conversation between the generativity of generative AI and the security of it, and how we think about these, and especially in a room full of geeks like this is, like not just using those words, but meaning them, finding ways to really parse out some of the considerations and also stuff that we should be excited about to build. Because,
I mean, you have a really unique perspective on this. You are security-minded, security-focused, and generative AI has, so I'm not going to say you're the pump the brakes kind of person, but security is definitely something where you have to have a lot of systems security baked into it. Not just from a training perspective, but from a usage, from a PII perspective. I mean, there's so many warnings on ChatGPT, do not supply me with your credit card information.
And yet I'm sure they still are.
And yet they still get tons of that.
Yeah.
There's a lot to think about.
Well, it is true, right? On some level, for a machine learning model to be accurate, you have to give it real data. So I think there's interesting distinctions between the security of your models, using AI/ML for security purposes, the ways that we're going to interact as communities, and even the ways in which we see these use cases. One of the things that I care about a lot, I started my career in U.S. government and specifically in
we'll cut that out.
In CSAM.
We're not going to cut that out.
It's okay. I've had worse flubs. In child sexual abuse material work, because we go so far, and because it's such a unique element of security work, as these relationships between like private companies, governments, and citizen consumers, criminals, whatever, get played out. And I think, one example of a way in which we see AI being really helpful is in allowing for computer-based reviews of what might otherwise traumatize humans for having to look at content.
Right.
So, there are use cases that are really, if you talk to folks who run platforms, they're really excited about the idea of being able to pull humans away from those types of roles that are really taxing on the human
psyche.
person, that is otherwise doing that security work. And I mean, that is one example of the ways in which I think we can see AI being, like, I am certainly not a pump the brakes person. I am we need to be thoughtful about this person. But I also, I want folks to be excited about the ways in which we can use it. And then, of course, that's just like one use case. You're a HashiCorp person, better than any, how exciting tooling can be to be able to be flexible and used in a number of scenarios that might allow folks to move faster, might allow for genomics research to, do previously uncharted waters, might
Right.
allow for, like there's all these use cases that I think we're excited about. We just have to be conscious of the ways in which in the real world, these are humans and these are, data sets that are often describing communities that, have security equities
Right.
at stake.
How do we move faster, but in a safe way that's going to be friendly to humans?
In a safe and secure way, right?
Right.
That one that is respectful of the kinds of rights and responsibilities that we want to see in the world and the values that we want to construct. And then also ones that just do that security as, the roads, the paved roads that we can,
Right.
walk on, just like Terraform template,
Totally.
right? Mhm.
Awesome.
Just trying to speak your language.
I like how you injected Terraform.
You're
right?
welcome.
P.S. We are in the Chica restaurant thanks to HashiCorp. They gave us a little slide in the corner to hang out and chat and do some wonderful chats like this.
That is true.
Well, Merritt, thank you for coming on. Super appreciate your insights, your thoughts. Check her out on social media. She's got a plethora of spicy takes, fantastic information all around.
Well, thanks. Yeah, sunrise pictures. Hit it out at
Yes.
Baer.
And-
Yes.
Yeah, really good photographer. I actually aspire to be as good as her.
Stop.
So.
Yeah. No, thank you, Chris. It's always fun to see you.